Everybody, my name is Carol. Thank you for joining me here on The Way Shower. Today's video is going to be pretty short, and it's just to bring you up to speed with what's been going on in my life and a real brief explanation of the energies for this entire year, and most especially for August, September, July, August, and September. So I think I'll start with the changes for this entire year and focusing on July, August, and September. So no doubt many of you have been feeling and or seeing amidst your friends and your family that a lot of change has been taking place. Maybe people are having to move unexpectedly or change jobs unexpectedly, or friendships have fallen away unexpectedly. And sometimes probably with the friendships falling away, there was probably an eruption of emotions that precipitated that falling away. And the reason why those things are happening is because the universe is trying to guide us in a direction that is more fitting with what we came here to do in this lifetime. So and it all has to do with the 11th and the 12th hour and the 13th hour, where things start to really shift. And when the energy shifts like that, if we don't shift with it, we get left behind. And I'm digressing. Okay, I'm trying not to do that. So anyhow, this year is all about changes, and they're positive changes, but because we're human beings and humans are creatures of habit, change can be very difficult for us, especially when it's something significant like letting go of somebody, a person who is important in your life, or letting go of a job that you've had for years or decades, or moving from a home that you put all your time and energy into to make it your sanctuary. So when we have to make those kind of changes, it can be very traumatic and very dramatic. But if we can follow it and follow it in grace, be as comfortable with those changes as we can be, then what we are telling the universe is we're ready and we desire these changes. And you can always certainly ask for help. Help me to make this a seamless transition, a smooth transition. So these changes are designed to help us to let go of all those things and all the people that no longer serve us in our path, in our becoming masters and creators of our lives and our reality, and creating heaven here on earth. In order to create heaven here on earth, we have to get rid of the drama that is taking place all around the world. And the way that we get rid of it is we let go of it in our lives, in our perception, and the way that we see things, and the way that we do things, and the way that we communicate, and the way that we behave. So if you're on Facebook and you're posting about political events or environmental events or animal rights or children's rights or women's rights, that's all fine. But if you're allowing yourself to get caught up in those posts and to become emotionally invested in them, then you are creating more of that reality. So what the energy is trying to help us do right now is to let go of that sort of thing in our life. The people in our lives that create drama all the time, or ask us for more than they're willing to give, so that the energy exchange is unbalanced. The universe, the energy that is present right now, is to help us to let go of the job that no longer serves us, the way that we earn our income, because it's not what we desire, and it's not, if that's not what you want in your life as heaven on earth, then you don't want to be in it now. And so this is very important, because there is a timeline involved in here, and it's astrologically observable. And I'll give you a link to a woman's YouTube channel that she explains it perfectly. And when she explained it, I had this epiphany, and I was like, aha, that's what's been going on. So anyway, to sum all that up, this year, this entire year, is all about changes. I started seeing them beginning to crop up in late January. And by April, they were becoming, those changes that the universe was asking me to make, it was becoming very obvious by April. By July, there was no doubt in my mind about what the universe was asking me to let go of and what it was asking me to do. So I started going about making those changes and thinking about them and how I was going to create those changes in July. In August, the universe said, you are taking too long, you're thinking too long about this, and it hit me over the head with a big, huge 2x4 and sent a microburst my way, which is like a mini tornado. And it demolished half of my beautiful home, my sanctuary. And I'll put a little clip of that in there that shows the before and the after, because I actually made a video just before that happened, and then I have some video footage for the insurance company afterwards. But so one of the things that the universe was asking me to do was to move. I was supposed to take myself out of that atmosphere, out of that energy, out of that environment, and move to where I am just now moving into, which is my boyfriend's house. So what you see here is my boyfriend's house. Still needs a woman's touch, getting ready to do that. So I haven't even completely moved in yet. I've just brought a few things over. But, so, my life, what has been going on in my life for the last couple of months has been dealing with the energies around me that have been trying to get me to get on track, and I have been resisting it. Not purposely. I mean, I didn't dig my heels in and say, I don't want to do this, but I resisted, and I took my time, and I made excuses, and I said, well, okay, I'll think about it tomorrow, or okay, I'll look into it tomorrow, or okay, maybe we can do this, you know, in September, etc. But as I was going through that process, and I was becoming comfortable in my head and in my heart about leaving my home that I had put so much of my heart and soul into and making it green, which is difficult to do in Arizona. So while I was trying to talk myself into that, I was still at the same time resisting it. And I was looking at, oh, but I'm going to have to leave this behind, and I did this, and I did that, and oh, you know, this tree, it's so tall and beautiful now, and it's like 6 years old, and now I have to go plant another tree, and I was, you know, I was thinking about all the negative aspects. I was thinking about everything that I was leaving behind, and I was not looking at what I was moving into, and I was not seeing the beauty and the positivity of that move, of this move. And so that's where the resistance was coming in, was that I was looking at everything that I was leaving behind when I should have been looking at everything that I was moving into and seeing the beauty of that and feeling the beauty of that. So because I wasn't seeing that and feeling that, I was resisting it. I was creating an internal resistance. So, which is the reason why the universe sent this mini tornado, the microburst, to me, demolished my shed, tore down half of my pine tree. Thank goodness my horse wasn't standing under it. And demolished half of my house, almost completely. Anyhow, Contractors are still working on it. But that was the universe's way of saying no more dilly-dallying. And the reason why it happened that way was not because the universe was pushing me or being mean to me. It was because I have said many times over, the most important thing to me in this lifetime is to follow my path, is to speak the word of the Creator, to help people find their way, and to do what I'm supposed to be doing. So, because that is the most important thing for me, that also gives my okay to the universe to hit me over the head with that 2x4 when I'm resisting too much and not following along, not going in the direction that I'm supposed to go in. I've dragged my feet for quite a few years until I finally listened and put up this YouTube channel. And that was good and that was fine, but then I still dragged my feet and I still resisted a little bit and was getting comfortable in the illusion of this beautiful 3D reality. So because I was getting too comfortable in it and getting lost in this illusion and not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, with the time frame becoming shorter and shorter and shorter as to we got to get everybody woke up, we got to get everybody to understand what's going on and to embrace their own power and their own connection to the source, to their Creator. Because all of that window was over here and it's keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And because it's getting shorter and it's getting smaller, it becomes more important for all of us to speak up. And so I cannot drag my feet anymore. So the universe is making me move, literally. Anyhow, so I see that this video is now at the 12-minute mark. I did not want it to go this long. But I just wanted you all to know that that's what's going on in that's what has been going on in my life. I acquired a horse. I have to move. Lost a couple of friendships. Not really lost them, but kind of, there were a couple of them where I had to actually pick up those friendships in a very strong manner and put them over here because they no longer serve me where I'm at and where I'm going. And it doesn't mean that I don't like them and I don't honor them. It just means that I recognize with the help of the universe that they no longer belong in my life because my energy is shifting and I want it to shift and I want it to get higher and higher and higher. And it's the whole thing of, listen to this, my dear friends, please, listen to this. I'm sure many of you have heard it. If you lie with pigs long enough, you eventually begin to smell like them. And that's not meant to be derogatory. It's just an example. If you are sharing energy with someone or something, and that energy is not in your highest, best interest, then you are going to absorb that energy, and your life is going to reflect that absorption. So, because I do not want those things, those elements, that type of energy in my life as I create my heaven here on earth and help other people to understand what is going on and help other people to understand how to create their own heaven here on earth, I need to let those people go, and I need to let my old home go, and I need to let that old job go, which I did. I let certain friends go, I let jobs go. I'm not working right now. The money is still coming in, and I needed to move from my home, which was probably the hardest thing to do. But today is that mark, and I'm going to have it done and over with and completely moved in here and set the space up so that it reflects more of me. Then I will have that done by the full moon. So it began on the new moon, which is good, it's perfect. And I will have it completed by the full moon, which is important also because of the time aspect with what's happening these days. So I will make another video on that, and I will include a link to this woman's website that talks about the energies from an astrological perspective, which will help a lot of you, I hope, gain a better understanding as to what has been going on, what is going on, and why it's important to let go of these things that are trying to move out of your realm of experience. It's important to let them go, and to let them go right now, because this shift that is happening, there is a major event that occurs mid-September. This astrologer gives a date of, I think, like the 19th or so, but I have been picking up on the 21st to the 26th. So I intend to have everything set in my life by that 21st, and then just pick up the pieces, the little bits that are left behind between the 21st and the 26th, so that it's all done, so that I can move on after that in my new reality. Okay, I love you all very much. If you're going through your changes and you're having a hard time, tell yourself, don't focus on the negative about what you're leaving behind. Look at what you're moving into and see the positive aspects of that, whatever change you're going through. If it's a relationship, if a relationship is trying to move out of your life, don't look at what you're losing. Look instead at what you might be gaining. Look at the freedom, or maybe there's no more arguing, or maybe there's the ability to come and go as you please. Maybe no more physical abuse. And I went through one of those myself at the beginning of my awakening. If it is a job, if you have just been fired from your job, then maybe it's because there is something else that's even better for you, waiting for you. But that better job is going to have a hard time coming in if you're spending so much energy looking at what you've lost, at what you're leaving behind. So, and the same if you have to move. Don't look at what you're leaving, but instead try to see the beauty of what you're moving into, so that you can begin to create that. So again, probably the main message that I want to leave you with today is not to focus on the negative aspects. Don't focus on what is going out of your life, what you're leaving behind. Don't focus on that. Say thank you, and know that it's time to move forward, and that this next step is going to be beautiful. Embrace it and see the positive sides of it. See white light around it. See it shining and glimmering. Look for any positive aspect that you can and hold on to that and build off of that, so that your energy can be uplifted and that you can create it more easily. Okay, love you all very much. Till next time.